Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cinema d'Amore. I'm your host, Chuck, joined by
Justin.
And this week we're talking about Memories, the anime film by Katsuhiro Otomo. He's the main director, though there are three individual stories.
Is there a different director for each one, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Otomo did the third one, the Cannon Fodder, and he wrote the story for the first one, Magnetic Rose. But then it was actually like the screenplay itself was written by Satoshi Kon.
That's confusing.
Yeah, they're all it's a bunch of the biggest guys in anime for the time.
In the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah, a lot of them worked on Akira together. That's like their big thing. That they're also known for having worked on that together. It's an anthology film. I always love a good anthology film. Why watch one movie when you could watch 3 movies in one?
I watched a bunch of Oscar shorts and then watched these, and they kind of fit the Oscar shorts thing by being a bunch of anime shorts. That's pretty much all I was going with.
They're of varying quality. The first one probably is the best one. Probably, I would say, visually and narratively, it's probably the most interesting of the 3. I would be glad if there was just a full-length movie that was just this story. It's kind of a little bit of there's like a play on Aliens a little bit, with them finding a stranded ship. They're a salvage ship out in space. Instead of aliens, we get whatever's happening, like
Clones.
You get clones, AI, virtual reality.
It reminded me of Event Horizon.
Yeah, well, I mean, Event Horizon's a play on Alien too, so they're all just a play on Alien.
Magnetic Rose is definitely the most interesting of the 3, but I don't think the other 2 are far behind it.
Yeah, they're not bad.
No, the one that was the goofiest would be Stink Bomb, or the whatever it was called, the stinkiest bomb or something like that. Because the character was so goofy that the viewers are ahead of him. Like, we figured out what's going on, and he's oblivious to what's going on still. That his cold medicine is actually killing.
Makes you think of like Army of Darkness, like not being able to remember the words properly and ruining everything. It's like, it's the blue pills in the red bottle. He's like, what do you say? The red pills in the blue bottle? Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah, and then wakes up and everybody's dead. He can't figure out what happened. And we're like, as an audience, we know that he took that pill and now everybody's dead. So it has something to do with him.
There's like, I almost feel like one key thing that you could have cut out of that second one to maybe make it slightly more interesting, which is cut out the part where his boss, the chief, like is storming in the room and he's like, who was in my office? Who touched the stuff on my desk? Because like as soon as he comes in and is like that, oh, he very clearly took something wrong. It's him that's killing everybody because of something that's happening. It's like almost if you cut out that one little section of him freaking out about somebody taking pills off of his desk, you might like get confused and not even register that it's him that's killing everyone. Like just cut straight to he takes the pills and then cut right to him waking up and everybody being dead and him being like, oh my God, I don't understand. Like, why is everyone dead? And just being told by that guy, you need to grab all the pills and the paperwork and bring it to Tokyo immediately. And there'd be a little bit more mystery to it. But because of that one part, yeah, you just immediately know it was the pill that he took and it's making something happen that kills everybody. And you know it's a smell thing because everyone already said like, oh, what's that smell? I don't understand.
Or the guy comes in and instead of yelling about who took the pill, be like, we need to evacuate this building now.
Yeah.
Because people were already saying that it started to stink.
It's an unknown smell. They can never tell you what it is either. Just a weird smell coming in.
And I do love the shot when he's walking towards those soldiers and they just start dropping dead.
Yeah. He has like he constantly has the thing of like every time he's like looking around like, is someone attacking us? What's happening? What's going on? he just has this persistence of he won't give up bringing these papers. Like he's dedicated to finishing his job for the company. He's like, no, this is the most important thing in the world is to get these papers to my boss. I can't fail there. I gotta get them no matter what. Even when it's like helicopters crashing around and people shooting him with bombs and mortars. It's like, no, I gotta get to Tokyo with my briefcase of papers and get it to these guys. And of course, in the end, it's of course it's the Americans that did it. They were the ones that were involved with the creation of this thing. There's two moments in that short. Like I said, the one is the boss coming in and freaking out because it kind of gives away that it's that guy that's killing everybody. And then I will say the end doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like how we get to the end. The only thing we learn is the pills make a response where it acts on your like metabolism. Basically, the cloud of stink gets worse if he's super hungry or if he's exerting himself too much, like he's sweating it out. So they think the only way that they can do anything about it is to send in the Americans because they have these suits from NASA that are completely airtight, and that's how they'll be able to get him out of there. And they go in there, and he does have like a very Akira type moment where he like freaks out and the stink gas just explodes everywhere around him. And then you see the Americans, they're out of the tunnel and they have this box and they're like, oh yeah, they got him. They sealed him away in this box. But then yeah, when he gets to the end and he delivers the papers to like this secret underground bunker and he's in one of the spacesuits and he's like, I was real confused where those guys were taking me. And I'm like, how did he get into a spacesuit and work from here? That's the only time where I feel like that short's logic just they kind of just completely are just like, yeah, he somehow got into one of the American spacesuits and then somehow made it to Tokyo in one of their suits without anybody noticing.
They must have lost something or didn't finish something.
Yeah, or it had to be cut like for running time or something like that because it feels like, yeah, that's the only part that didn't make sense in that short where it just jumps to him being in the spacesuit and leaving. I do like the end where it's like they think everything's good. I feel like you're thinking the guy's coming in the spacesuit. Like, why is he still in the suit when he's already accomplished the mission? And when he's like, let me get this helmet off, and just everyone's freaking out. Like, great, he's in the bunker. He's gonna kill us all. But he succeeded. He made his delivery
for the country.
Yeah,
for the government. I enjoyed actually all the shorts. That's probably the weakest, and it still wasn't bad. Like, I still liked that one. Cannon Fodder one, the very last one, was just creepy, I guess.
yeah.
Like,
I think it works because it's the shortest one of the bunch. Like, it can't, to maintain the pace that it has, it just has to be that short. Because I even wondered when I was watching it, this movie's almost 2 hours long, and after the first two shorts, there was only like 27 minutes left, and I was like, oh, the last short's almost nothing. Like it's half the runtime of the other two. But it's a really cool, I don't know, everything about it is really cool. Like the visual style feels like an old comic strip like Tintin or something come to life. It doesn't feel like anything that's typical like Japanese anime at all. For the time that it came out in 1995, it does feel very cutting edge with the way the camera keeps moving in and out in a more three-dimensional manner than most other cartoons do, especially because the characters are all kind of more flat. They feel like paper characters. They don't feel like 3D anime characters for the most part. So yeah, the visual style of that one I thought was super cool too.
They always liked to show all the angles of the character without leaving the character.
Yeah. Yeah, everything. I mean, the whole thing feels like just one continuous shot of like a day in the life of this family in this weird militaristic, almost like World War II never ended for them type of world. And they don't answer any of the questions. Everything does feel super implied that you're supposed to take away from this. One of the things is that they're probably not actually fighting anybody. It's all just like a made up thing to keep everyone in line and be like, well, you all just have to obey everything because if you don't obey, then we'll lose the war. And if we lose the war, you all die and our nation will be destroyed. So they just going about their day building bombs and then launching them. And they just get the reports at the end of the day. It's like, oh yeah, we, Cannon 10 hit it twice, Cannon 3 hit it 4 times, and Cannon 18 hit it 5 times. Like, good job. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. The enemy has a moving
base,
but the only shot we see outside of the city is a barren wasteland with craters everywhere. So I also took the assumption that they are not fighting anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just the government like controlling them. I do like that the thing that the kid idolizes is they have that big portrait of whatever rank, like the general or someone, the guy that fires the bombs every day, and it's like a really fancy looking guy in the painting. But then when you see him in real life, he's kind of this like fat schlubby guy in a goofy costume that's everything's just for show. It's not a real, nothing's real about it. It's all just an imaginary play that they're putting on for themselves, basically, to try to fool themselves. And you get some of the people, like the wives work in the factories, also building parts for the bombs. It seems everyone's supposed to hail, which is very much, it's like Nazi Germany. They're all supposed to hail the generals stuff, and like there's people there that are like they're like, I don't want to do that, and so I'm like, you better start doing it or they're going to take you away.
Yeah, this feels like an animated Twilight Zone almost with different stories. I feel that this would be an M. Night Shyamalan movie, the last one, and they would obviously tell you that they were either fighting nobody or something like what actually happened to World War II years later on some of those Japanese islands. People thought the war was still going on, and I could see them not really like hitting anything, or just maybe not necessarily that they are being lied to. They've just been doing it for so long, they're really not doing anything.
Yeah. You always can't figure out is the like does the dad know, because the dad seems like just like permanently depressed, and the kid asks him like, hey dad, like, you know, why are we fighting the war? And the dad just goes, you'll understand when you're older. Like it does seem like there are people in that society that they know the truth, like they know they're not really fighting anyone, but they know if they said anything, like they would just be taken away and they'll get rid of them and kill them if they try to speak up and bring it to anyone's attention. So like the only people that are fooled by it are like children and stupid people that don't understand the difference and like just believe it their whole life.
Pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they are recording inside their homes too or something.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of like 1984 level. Like, yeah, I think they're probably constantly being watched and shown what to do. Even like their TV programming is like the Cannon family. So it's like their TV shows are literally just an image of themselves as like, yep, that's your typical Cannon family. The mom works in the factory, the dad makes the bombs, and the kid goes to bomb school.
And it's scary because the kid's very much indoctrinated into that society where he wants the special helmet because the other kids have it. He's also drawing pictures of himself as one of the top ranking soldiers.
He looks at the picture of the you know, whatever that guy's rank is, again, the guy that actually fires the button for the bomb, and he's like, I want to be that guy. I don't want to be like my dad working in the factory. I want to be the cool guy that actually fires the cannon every day.
Such a small detail, but I do love that when that guy does fire the cannon, it's not a button, it's a ripcord like he's starting a lawnmower. That animation is wild too.
Yeah.
Just all the detail. I think the longest scene is just watching them load a cannon and fire it.
Yeah, to get the bomb ready. There's like 20 different stages to get the thing prepared. Because like I said, it does feel like it's more than anything, it's just a show for everybody. Like it's not, again, we know they're not actually firing at anybody, they're not actually hitting anyone. So it's you're just putting on a show for the people that work there to try to be like, see, look how serious this is. We had to do all this stuff. We had to get everything prepared. We had to call the general in so he could hit the button to fire it for us. You know, they like this is an epic thing.
I also love I guess I would call it set design, at least the setting, where all these homes have cannons on top of them. They're every which way to the point that it doesn't really seem that it would be a good defense against enemies. Everybody
just gotta have cannons everywhere.
Man your home cannons.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best is the first, Magnetic Rose, which it really wasn't magnetic. It was created a gravitational pull.
Yeah, you know, magnets have gravity. Everything has gravity. You have gravity.
I like how it starts and the captain won't go and save people.
Yeah, they're
They
like, can you go
say,
to, what is it, like route N or something like that, or the N system? And he's like, oh, I got the N system. That's not on our way home.
we just want to go home.
Yeah, come on. But it's like, once there's like an official SOS call, it's like, oh, right, we have to go to that. If we don't go, if we don't answer the SOS call, we'll lose our license. Now we have to show up there.
Yeah, and then they followed like the two characters that I didn't think would be the main characters, at least when it started.
Yeah,
Because the two people they barely followed, besides that one creepy guy
think about the
that
one where they're
has,
like, Miguel likes him young. And he's like,
yeah,
whoa, not that young man.
yeah, Miguel.
They get on that ship, and this one definitely feels like it has a ton of different influences. Again, obviously, Alien is there in terms of the whole setup of a salvage team that finds an abandoned ship out in the middle of space. I definitely feel a lot of like 2001: A Space Odyssey vibes with a lot of the more later in the story, once it starts getting into the really weird, more like trippy AI, psychedelic type elements that it gets to towards the end. I definitely feel like they were inspired by that movie for sure, in terms of like the design, the very operatic music that's playing. But the whole thing is an opera star, so
It works.
yeah, it all fits together. The ship belonged to an old opera star who killed her husband at some point because he didn't love her enough or was going to leave her. So now she just pulls in salvage ships and repeats the same thing over and over again.
But she's dead, so
Also, the ship is doing it for her or something. It's like, sure, it does get a little vague. It's like, is it just that her consciousness is like uploaded into the ship itself in kind of like an AI fashion, so the ship keeps doing it for her? Because yeah, she's been dead for I think like hundreds of years or something like that. It's been a long time since she's been alive in this universe, but
yeah,
the
not
ship
that
like
bad.
continues on for her.
I think they show her wedding day. They say 2005, and it's 2092. So that one guy's like, I'm sorry, Miguel, but I think your woman's going to be dead. Also, it's really creepy that the signal goes out and like lures people there. And then once the people are in there, it lures them even more into the light. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, we see Miguel getting pulled into the light. What's the other guy's name?
Hines.
Oh, Hines. How could I forget Hines?
Exactly, yeah.
Hines couldn't stop him because the ship was like physically trying to stop him from getting to Miguel. But then it tries to get Miguel in a different way by knowing Miguel's past, like his memories. And he has a very horrible, tragic story with his daughter.
No, Hines has the backstory.
Let's talk about. I mean,
You said Miguel.
After Miguel's dead,
Yeah.
and the ship's trying to lure Hines into the light. It does it through a different method where it's still the opera singer. It's not his wife, it's the opera singer. But she's like,
It's like
I have your
recreating his
kid.
memories.
Yeah, and his memory of his kid who tragically died because he was up on the roof fixing a wind, whatever that's called. He called it the rocket. The weather vane, yeah. And then his daughter's like, look, Dad, I'm out here too. It is actually a very terrifying moment. I mean, you could tell that before they even show that it's probably his dead daughter. And then he knows that she's fake, but it's still tempting to have her.
Yeah, he tries to fight back and just doesn't work out for him. And then the ship gets pulled in. Yeah, it's just everything kind of goes downhill for them very fast. Clearly happened a bunch of times. Like, yeah, you can like see there's other bodies or skeletal remains from the other people that this has happened to. Like everyone that answers the distress call gets pulled in the same way.
It's way too early, but I thought one of the characters was Charlie Day, the guy that stayed on the ship that had the glasses and was always like on the ceiling.
He was always upside down. Yeah,
I always thought he was. I thought he sounded like Charlie Day. And then I was like, this is very early probably for him to be doing that. Yeah, I don't know any of these American voices. Also, I watched this on Prime. Is that where you watched it?
Yeah, I don't own it, so I watched it on Prime.
I would have put on subtitles and watched it in Japanese, but that wasn't an option on Prime for me. Unless there was another version there and I didn't click on it, like it was two separate versions.
I didn't see any, so yeah, just a weird one where you only had. I mean, it was I guess I'll say a quality dub. Like there's ones you can tell the difference between like it's like this is bad. Like they didn't even try with this one. So this one, I did the same thing when I first started it up. I was like, oh, it's in English. Is there no Japanese? And it didn't pop up, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to watch it like that. And I was like, it was at least not a bad dub or anything like that. And technically, two of the stories aren't specifically in Japan, so it didn't like necessarily feel weird to have them because in the first story they're definitely like multinational because the one guy's Ivanov, so he's like Russian. Heinz is probably supposed to be a German. Miguel is Spanish, Latino, and then the other guy I think's Japanese, Alshima. So it's like they're supposed to be different ethnicities anyway. The only one that's specifically explicitly Japan is Stink Bomb, but it has some Americans in it. So
yeah, you're right.
So there you go. It all works out. And then the third one's a fictional place, so they could speak whatever they want there.
Yeah, I agree. Quality dub. It wasn't distracting. The voices matched up very well.
Yeah.
Did Sergio Leone do the voices for them?
Yeah, whatever. Just as long as their lips match whatever they're saying. That sometimes doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter what the words are. As long as the lips match up, they'll believe it.
It's pretty good advice.
I mean, it helps. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I kind of picked it because I wanted to do something anime because we haven't done one in a while. And this one does always come up on, like, if you Google or try to find lists of like best anime movies, this falls on the list somewhere along with like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, all those other the big ones that most people know about. And I was like, well, again, it's an anthology, so there's at least a better chance than not at least one of the stories will be worth watching. But I think all three of these were good. We're definitely worth
2 hours
watching.
Tops.
Yeah.
Not bad. I never watched it before. I've seen it on lists. I didn't realize it was on Prime. When you brought it up, I thought, shit, I don't know if I have access to this.
Yeah, it's, some of these you're like, oh, am I going to subscribe to like some weird service that's some specific anime channel that this is the only thing I'm ever going to use it for?
Yeah, I do think realistically, though, I would be like, hey, are you okay with doing this? If you do it this way, you know. I found it on effedupmovies.com.
As long as it's on there, we're fine.
No, I only met one other person on my last job. I brought up effed up movies. They're like, I've watched effed up movies. And they were laughing too because, you know, it's like a pirate streaming site. And we've gone to it to watch things like Possession and stuff that were not streaming or physically on sale. But they do have funny things. For that being the name of their website, they'd have Shrek. It wasn't.
Shrek's a pretty effed up movie.
It sounds like you're going to be watching snuff films, but it's just anything. This comes out next week. We'll have our Oscars episode, and then the week after that, we'll be back into our regular thing with whatever I pick.
Make it something good.
As of now, I have Grant and Tim coming back. I don't know. You're always more than welcome, Chuck, but I know that you're also like, I'm not watching all these movies.
I protest the Academy Awards.
Not until next year when they have stunts finally.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it might be 2 years from now still.
It's whatever year the final Fast and Furious movie's eligible. That's when it's coming out. I'm sure that's the year we'll get the stunts.
It's called Fast Forever. Actually, it is the stunt year, I think. I think next year, 2027, is the first year that's eligible. So it's the Academy Awards in 2028 that will have it. Maybe it will be Fast Forever. Wouldn't that be funny? Of all the ones that use real stunts, they do stunts in the Fast movies, but a lot of it's CG and computer animated stuff. It's not like Tom Cruise. Like, if Tom Cruise doesn't get one, I would be shocked, because he's been trying to. It's got to be such a bummer that everything that he's done can't go towards these stunt roles. He'll get a lifetime achievement award for stunts or something, for being a nut. But yeah, that's the plan, and I have no idea what my next pick's gonna be. I'm all over the place. Sometimes it's like new, sometimes I just want to revisit something, or I take a shot in the dark and say this looks pretty interesting, even though I haven't seen it.
You can do anything you want.
We will see you soon, and we appreciate you. Thanks for listening to our podcast. We're Cinema D'Amore. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with news and information on upcoming episodes. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Pandora, Alexa, or iHeartRadio. It would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe to our podcast on your platform of choice. We also appreciate feedback, so rate us, review us, and let us know what you think. And above all else, thank you for listening.